It really doesn't take the leader of the opposition to point out that there is so much broken and wrong in the NHS today. The idea of service, he says, is still the envy of the world. That is gone. It's intolerable and dangerous, the modern NHS. It's flooded with bureaucratic nonsense that patients encounter every day. I've encountered that nonsense. I've encountered particularly on 2 occasions that I've been treated in the NHS, I've encountered the way one hospital doesn't talk to another, and I have suffered because of it. When I had my appendix out and when I had cancer surgery, both hospitals, one of which was part of the same hospital trust, didn't talk to the other hospital which routinely deals with my blood issue, which is a form of haemophilia. And as a result, on both occasions, on the first occasion I was left until my appendix ruptured, and on the second occasion I was given an off-the-shelf treatment when I should have been given something significantly more efficacious, and as a result, 2 weeks later, my wounds opened up, and I was back in hospital, wasting precious time, precious resources, when all the consultants needed to do, when all the haematologists needed to do was pick the phone up and speak to another university as I had instructed them. But I am just the patient, and I am considered not to know. Every patient, says Sir Keir Starmer, will have their own experience of these mundane inconveniences. Not an inconvenience in my case. It was nearly deathly, twice, and inefficiencies. It wasted not only my time, but other people's time. I spent months recovering from surgery on both occasions. Months when it would have been much better for me simply to have got up and soldiered on. But because of inefficiencies and because of bureaucracy, I was brought low. Across the system, says Sir Keir, and across the country, each one adds up, resulting in a mind-boggling waste of time, energy and money, all of which could be better spent. Absolutely. And why is the present government not saying this? The NHS is facing its worst winter. Why? Partly because of Brexit, partly because it doesn't have enough nurses, partly because its doctors are crippled by having to spend so much time filling out completely pointless bureaucratic forms. And so many of these forms are misfilled. In my case, my gender was all over the place. I was referred to as she on many an occasion in one of these forms. My age was wrong on one form. You know, if you can't get these basic details right, then, you know, how can we trust the people who are actually producing the surgery? How can we trust that this is right? These people are overworked. And the bureaucrats, what are they actually doing? Precious little. Heart attack victims left waiting on an average for 90 minutes for an ambulance. Why? Sir Keir Starmer said that investment would not be enough to save the NHS. Absolutely not. He needs to change, or we need to change, the ingrained thinking among hospital managers. Actually, I think we just need to throw them out. We need to force change and modernise the service. We need to cut down the NHS waiting lists. We need to cut out the pointless bureaucracy. We need to make sure people are not left in corridors for hours. And we need to find what he calls the path of least resistance and ensure further decline is avoided. We need to make sure the health service not only becomes, again, the envy of the world, but is no longer a burden to the country, is no longer a casualty in itself. At the moment, as it stands, the NHS is fast approaching something which is dangerous. Not only not doing its job, but it is becoming dangerous. And that is something that must be turned around quickly. We can't wait until a Labour government We need to put pressure on the present government to change. And that's not only a matter of paying people what they deserve, it's a matter of reforming the system. And this must be a cross-party agreement that the NHS needs reform and needs it badly and needs it quickly. And reform is not a secret word for privatisation. Reform means reform.